To use Azure Monitor with Azure SQL Virtual Network Integration. Start by understanding the basics of Azure Monitor and Azure SQL. Azure Monitor is a comprehensive monitoring solution that provides visibility into the performance and health of your Azure resources, while Azure SQL is a fully managed relational database service. First, create an Azure SQL database and enable the virtual network integration by going to the Azure portal and navigating to your SQL database. Then, click on the Networking tab and select the virtual network you want to integrate with. Next, configure the firewall rules to allow Azure Monitor to collect data from your SQL database. To do this, go to the Firewall and Virtual Networks tab and add a new rule that allows traffic from Azure Monitor. Now, enable Azure Monitor for your SQL database by going to the Azure Monitor section in the Azure portal. Click on the Insights tab and select SQL Insights. Then, click on the Configure button and select your SQL database. Azure Monitor will start collecting data from your SQL database, including performance metrics, query performance, and error logs. You can view this data in the Azure Monitor portal by navigating to the Insights tab and selecting SQL Insights. To get the most out of Azure Monitor with Azure SQL Virtual Network Integration, make sure to configure alerts and notifications to notify you of any issues with your SQL database. You can do this by going to the Alerts tab in the Azure Monitor portal and creating a new alert. Rule: best practices for using Azure Monitor with Azure SQL Virtual Network Integration include regularly reviewing your monitoring data to identify trends and issues, using the data to optimize the performance of your SQL database, and configuring alerts and notifications to ensure you are notified of any issues in a timely manner. By following these steps and best practices, you can use Azure Monitor with Azure SQL Virtual Network Integration to gain visibility into the performance and health of your SQL database and ensure it is running optimally.